your attitude sucks. And unfortunately, so does everybody else's. Society's views and ideas about illness and disability really are very, very damaging, are very, very weird, actually, when you look at them. So we're going to spend a little time unpacking a few paradigms and unpacking a few ideas so that you're a bit more aware of what you say and how you say it and how you organize your meetings can really impact negatively on your engagement with patients. Society's paradigm of disability or illness is almost entirely negative. If you're disabled, you must be sad, dependent, a burden on society. You must be in pain constantly. It's always a negative event. I'm here to tell you that just isn't true. And this has led to the development of a medical model where the fault lies with the person. It is intrinsic to the person. They are the one with the difference, with the illness, with the disability. They are the one that must be cured, must be saved, must be made whole again. Because without that, they can't be contributing, they can't be useful, they can't be an equal member of society. They must be lesser. You can see how damaging these sorts of ideas could be. And unfortunately, the medical model is very prevalent within the pharmaceutical world, within medicine as a whole, that we focus solely on the fault lying with the person. What if that wasn't quite so true? What if society was just as broken? What if the disability that came with the impairment lay with the society and its attitudes and its knowledge and its infrastructure? What if what we are doing as people is aggravating those impairments and making them disabling? I'm a wheelchair user. I don't use my legs very much at all. They just don't work so well. But with a wheelchair, with some powered doors, a disabled bay to park in, a ramp to get in your building, I'm no longer disabled. Walking is optional. Walking, not my goal in life. I don't need to walk to contribute. I don't need to walk to engage. I don't need to walk to participate in society. But that's not always the case. I hit far too many steps in my life to say that this is always the case. But where's the problem? Is it me because I don't walk, or is it because the steps are there? Surely it's the steps that are the problem, not me. But the alternate is the social model of disability, saying that if society accommodates people with difference, that we're going to have a better society. And that I completely agree with. But I would say that there are some symptoms that are more intrinsic to people: pain, fatigue, brain fog. I suffer with all of those as well. And I can assure you, you develop a pill for those, I'm going to bite your hand off for it. Because while society can make minor adjustments around those, flexible working, understanding colleagues, that sort of thing, it doesn't take those impairments away, and those impairments really do negatively impact on my life. So somewhere between the medical model and the social model lies, I think, reality. But I think it's really important that you are aware of those two models, that you're aware that the disability is not intrinsic to the person. It lies somewhere between the interaction of the person and the society they're living in. Another of the ideas that I think is really important that you again unpackage and look at is normalcy. That there is such a thing as being normal in Homo sapiens. We are all very, very different. We're not cookie cutter people. We all have diversity in all sorts of different aspects. In fact, we are all extraordinary. But there can be, again, this idea from the medical model, from society, that there is such a thing as normal. But then we start to head into incredibly dangerous territory. If I'm not normal because I don't walk, then and that means that I'm abnormal, then surely all babies are abnormal too, because they don't walk either. So you can see they don't work. Um, Surely if I was a person of restricted height, then I'm abnormal. So all children are abnormal because they're not of normal height. Oh, Lordy. And you start to head into really dangerous territory where you start to define what is normal. Brown hair, brown eyes, white skin. Oh, God, are we in terrible territory there? So let's accept that normal is a myth, that actually we are all extraordinary, we are all diverse, and we are all different, and that it takes a little bit of time to talk to people, to understand the difference, and to accommodate that. And that's really important if you're going to have great patient engagement. We, as people with disabilities and illnesses, are often juggling a huge amount of different things: appointments, pills, physiotherapies, diets, trying to get into buildings, dealing with society's expectations, getting a job, having kids. Yeah, you can see our lives are busy. We do not need to add on to that us dealing with your paradigms that are unhelpful when we're trying to help you make the pharma business better by really informing you of our expertise. So let's take a bit of time to step back, reflect, and respect everybody in the room. It's probably better to think of us as being more kintsugi. This is a method where broken pottery is repaired with gold, and as you can see, it's completely beautiful. And that's where we are. We are beautiful. We are brilliant, but we are different. We do have our scars on show. We do have to do some things in the not usual manner. We are differently normal. That's our normal. It's not your normal, but it is normal. So really take the time to understand what that is, because otherwise you could end up particularly saying things that are intensely insulting and you didn't mean to. So if you're working with someone with Parkinson's, for God's sakes, don't tell them they have a disease. They really hate the term. Don't tell the deaf community that they are disabled. They don't think they're disabled. They think they have an impairment. They think all of the disability lies firmly on society's hands. I'm a wheelchair user. You tell me I'm bound to that wheelchair, you will get educated about those terminologies. Everybody hates the phrase handicapped. Be assured of that one. The history of that is hand incap, that we are only valuable when we go out begging for assistance. Oh, really bad. Like I say, the history of some of this is really bad. And finally, we are not inspiring. Not if we just got up, got dressed, and come to a meeting. That isn't inspiring. Going up Everest, that's inspiring. But when we're just going about our ordinary everyday lives, we're not inspiring. We're not inspiration for the rest of the world. We're just ordinary people getting on with our lives, and we'd appreciate respect for doing so. I hope that's been helpful. I hope you think about the language that you use, the ideas that you hold when you go into your meetings with people that you are hoping will share their expertise with your studies. Thank you.